This is 72 meters worth of LEDs. Okay, so coming in from Ankuka, you can see that, is it Ankuka? These are another set of fairy solar lights. I'm particularly interested in these, which is a bit odd because, you know, it's a strange thing to be interested in whatsoever, but it's quite nice to see very cheap solar lights, and I'm always interested in the technology that is in behind it and how reliable they are. I've had a number of sets of solar lights over the last year, and they continue to operate, being outside in all weather conditions, and they work. So inside, or they continue to work. Inside we have some operating instructions, which gives us a part list, how to install them, tips and advice on how to install, and operation. Okay, so it's fairly simple, straightforward. A thank you card from Ankuka. Yeah, we'll go with Ankuka. We'll just call them that. You can feel free to correct me in the comments down below if I'm wrong by spelling it back to me again and again, but it's a thank you card, and we've got 25% off the next purchase from Ankuka. Not bad. Alright, so what do we get? This is a set of 200 LEDs, totaling 72 feet, or 22 meters of LEDs. So it's quite a substantial amount of LEDs. I'm not going to be able to lay them all around right here because that would be irritating, if anything, and it would take me quite some time to probably put them back again or get them into some kind of useful way. We get a stake to drive through the heart of a vampire, or to put into the ground to support the stand, just like so. It's plastic. This bit won't last terribly long, but there is the option of putting some screws through here and then attaching it to the side of a shed or something, or around a gazebo type affair if it's wood. Yeah, okay, and this is the solar panel. Now, I've seen these a number of times, and it always amuses me just to how unstraight these are. You know, they're unlevel, they're very unsatisfying to the eye because I think they're just thrown in, and I can see there is a bit of a problem with the parallel lines here where they're squiff, if you like. So this is the solar panel. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 or 8, whichever way you want to count it. That powers all of these, and this will take about 6 to 8 hours to charge, and there's a battery in the back here, and then it should run for between 8 and 12 hours, so it can charge during the day and run all night, which is quite nice. A simple way to cheer up a rather bland looking garden, especially during the winter. They have IP65 waterproofing on them to keep the water out, and there's some functions on the back here. So obviously this connects to it like this, or like this, or not at all. There, right, we got them on. So that'll sit like that, whether pegged into the ground or attached to the side of a building like that. See, one of the most interesting things is to put this on the outside of like a summer house or something like that, and these inside. This is the bit that really needs the waterproofing because it needs to be outside at all times. They don't tend to work quite as well when behind a window, but sometimes they do work. So we have a mode button here and an on-off button here, and I'm going to have a go at setting this, aiming at one of my studio lights, to see if that charges up just enough to be able to turn them on for a couple of minutes. I don't want to turn them on while they're all bunched together like that for too long, because they generate quite a bit of heat and they can start to melt if I was to keep it on for a few minutes. Okay, so it has been a couple of minutes, and I did try it there, and they blinked for a second. So I'm going to leave it for about an hour, and then I'll come back and hopefully that will have charged this up just enough for me to be able to cycle through some of the modes so you can get an idea of what colors and, well, I suppose they're purple actually, but what kind of movements they make as the light dances through the LEDs. Okay, so this has been absorbing light from my studio light for about an hour now, and hopefully it'll work. Okay, it might need a little longer. In fact, I'll maybe go and place it in some natural light. Okay, so a good few hours have passed and it's been sitting in front of a window. It's a cloudy day, so I'm not expecting too much, but we had... Oh, no, we've got some flashing going on there. Dim and undim. I suppose actually turning the lights off might be a good. There, that's a bit more festive. Okay, so it's a bit of an odd one, this. Slowly in, and then stay on for a good amount of time, then slowly out. Flashy, 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 flashy. I'm guessing that's just on. Pulsing either side, but whenever you put them up, I'm sure it's that's one on, one off. Something similar, but maybe slightly faster. Okay, so that's a slow pulse from one to the other to one to the other. And that's a faster pulse. Oh no, there's a bit more variety there. Maybe it's just random. And that's on. Okay, so there is... Oh, that's a bit of a change. So there is a decent variety whenever it comes to the lights themselves. The buttons feel a bit weird. That one is more pronounced than this one. You have to reach in a lot further to get that one. Maybe that's to help you whenever you're trying to use it. Maybe it's on top of a shed or something like that and you're just trying to randomly go, is this on or off? The on one is more pronounced and the mode one is harder to click. It's got FCC regulation on the back there and it's recyclable. There's a bunch of screws on the back. Difficult to say whether or not they're waterproofed or not, but yeah, it seems like a fairly standard unit. The lights themselves are, well, there's obviously a plastic protector around them with a little LED at the top which is concave. You can probably just about see that. And then there's 2 wires going in and 2 wires going out on each one. And then a bit of cable so that you can run it from wherever it is you're putting it up to the charger in the battery pack. So if there's 72 meters of this, then that's a heck of a lot of ground being covered, or maybe you're going to do a roof or something like that and have it going back and forth like the Griswolds did. The piece of paper does document that the LED should stay illuminated for at least 10,000 hours, which is pretty good considering this is only £17. And also if you were to buy one of these each season, that wouldn't be crazy to think. You know, if this got you through either Christmas or during the summer, if you had this for a year, you'd be most happy to have to replace it. It's just the annoyance of having to take it down and put it back up again. But then most people just staple these up, so you can just rip it back down again and all the staples will fly out as you rip it off your fascia or wherever you happen to be putting it up. They are completely disposable, and £17 is a very disposable price. So I'm going to go give these to my wife and let her decide where she wants me to put them. And I'll maybe stick a wee picture on Instagram once they're up and in place. Who knows when that'll be though. She might take about 6 months to decide that she wants them along the hedge or something in the front garden. Who knows. Coming into the summer, these sorts of things she tends to like. Gets quite popular using hammocks and these, and twinkling lights with a glass of red wine or white wine in the evening, that sort of thing. So yeah, there's links down below if you're interested in buying something like this, or if you're just checking these out. You can click down there where to get them for £17. They do seem to be a fairly decent purchase. And other than that, take care.